All right, let's talk about a popular plant, and that is the succulent. Of course, this is just a succulent. I'm not going to do a care video for this specific plant, but I want to do a sort of a blanket video on all the succulents that we're going to be selling here at Famous in Oregon. So succulents, if we look back to where they grow naturally, it's always in very bright light. There's only a few species that grow in a more less light, and that's Gasteria and Haworthia. So unless it's one of those, they're going to need as bright light as you can give them indoors. Okay, so we want to put them right up in a window where they have super wide view of the sky. Give them as much light as we can, and that's going to be the best way to do it. Oftentimes people ask me if they can put their succulents outside during the summertime. You totally can, and most succulents will take full sun depending on where you're at. Maybe if your sun is really strong, like in some parts of Nevada or California or Texas or Arizona, it might be a little bit too harsh to throw them right out in that direct sun. So if you're going to put them out in that direct sun, remember these plants usually are raised in nurseries, so they're in a greenhouse where they're protected from that really harsh afternoon sun. So if it's summertime and you live in a place where the sun is very strong, make sure to acclimate it very slowly, right? Maybe put it in full shade at first, and then maybe some morning light or some really weak like evening light. And then you can move it up closer and closer until it can take that full sun, and that's how they're going to grow best during the spring and summertime. But if you want, you can grow it all year indoors, just right up in a windowsill that has a really wide view of the sky, and you will definitely be successful for that. As far as watering goes, these are very easy plants because they're super drought tolerant. You can see succulents, what succulent means is just that it stores water, right? So if the plant has a water storing system, it does have succulent tendencies. And what we know as succulents, they're the best at storing water, right? Succulents and cacti, they store water the best. So all of these leaves are very plump because they're full of water, so they're super drought tolerant. So what we want to do is make sure that the soil dries out 100% in between waterings. So what we do is we grab a chopstick or a blunt object, and we can stick it down all the way into the soil, all the way to the very bottom, and if it comes out and it's dry, then that means the plant is ready to be watered. Now when we do water the plants, it's a complete saturation, right? We don't want to mist it, we don't want to give it an ice cube, we don't want to give it just a little bit of water, because remember, you can't overwater a plant in terms of a quantity of water, right? You can only overwater a plant in terms of frequency. So what I mean by that is, if you poured 50 gallons of water on this plant, it's not going to be overwatering. If you water it every day, that would be overwatering, right? So with succulents, it's 100% drought and then 100% flood, right? If you're going to fertilize these guys, make sure to just do it during the growing season, which is spring through summertime. And you can do it with a specially formulated succulent fertilizer. You can pick that up at your big box stores or Amazon, whatever you like. But that's going to do it for the care instructions for succulents. If you have any questions about that, let me know in the comment section below, or you can message me via Facebook or Instagram at Tanner the Planner.